And once a young scientist begin mastering this process, their paths get less rocky. Another, if you become a master, you publish your first paper. And I have got one good example, is one of the our PhD student with one area. He is not here. I remember when he come to write a first paper, the Nadleen, other people, when they came, they said, Doctor, is it published or not? So they are himself. I said, no, why not it published? So you are stronger. You have the motivated. Be positive that this paper is going to publish. If you become a negative on your own paper, you understand this is not publishable, then finish. Why finish? Because mentally you become weak. Because you feel your paper is weak or you are unable to publish, then you are not going to publish. You must be determined that going to publish anyhow. In this journal or that journal, we have to determine. This is recently some people have done a survey regarding the publication. What they've done, they make a survey, they say intended and unintended consequence of a publish or perish culture, a worldwide survey. They've done one survey, so they've done a worldwide survey and they come on these 2 points. They come on 2 points. They say the result presented in this article show that publish or perish culture have both beneficial and detrimental effects. They have some positive effect and some of the negative effect. Why the negative effect? Because you are unable to publish, don't get promoted, you may be demotivated towards that one. So they have the positive and it will give the another effect to that one. And consequence can be deducted on the benefit of publication and they improve the upward mobility of the scientist. And they say 2 types of things. Other they show, if you publish, it shows the researcher is going up. Why? Like for example, as I previously I talked, you are a senior lecturer, you want to become an associate professor. If you have at least, I think nowadays the 15 ISI publication, impact factor. Doctor, how much paper required to become associate professor? 15, So number of publication it required, you must have a 15 publication, impact factor or scuba. So there is a teacher. Previously there is no. I remember while I am working in UTM, my colleague professor, he said, this guy become a dean, he's a professor, he have how much paper? 5 paper. I said, possible, Prof, how possible? He become a professor with 5 paper. He said, all time nothing is there. There is no any detrimental factor that you want to become a professor, you require to 20 paper or you require 5 paper. No. They just look your qualification, you look their seniority, they make professor. But now no. Now every stage you require to go through the interview. It's depend upon university to university, but it's not easy. If you want to become a professor, you want to go different scale of the professorship, is not easy. So that will determine not only your publication. Publication is one of the part. But it will give the more effect. Why? Because everybody are not publishing. Understand one? Because some of them are publishing, some of them are not publishing. So because of that, the value of the publication will increase. This is the one thing I just get from the one researcher. He published recently a research on that. He says 6 things to do before writing your manuscript. Think about why you want to publish your work and whether it's publishable. First thing, why you want to write. So of course the first thing, as a researcher, we done the PhD or we are doing the master. One of that, we want to look that this what I done, it's publishable worldwide and people have published or not published, and the things we want to publish to graduate. This is also the one of things for us to, when you are a student, you have to one of the target to publish for graduation. So this is that you have to decide why you want to publish your work. And also the one another thing for him, why you publish, because the work you done, if you publish the one article, then this title is yours. This title is yours because other people are not going to work on this area because you already published. So to prove your, what we call that the topic secure, you want to secure your topic that other people don't work on your topic, you have to publish. Otherwise, maybe after 1 year, as I say, somebody have published, same thing. Especially in composite, we have just a manipulation of the type of the material, you know. We take canal, somebody take wall palm, somebody take another thing. So same thing, if somebody publish, you are not going to get a degree. So you have to, if you publish your article first, you win, because your topic is fixed. Decide what type of manuscript you want to write. You want to write research article, you want to write a short communication, or you want to write a review article. So here when we eliminate here, so short communication is nothing difference with the full article. This is same accepted as a research article, only the article is short, only the difference. And this is some of them they call what we call the express, you know, is publication is fast. Like for example, some of them you remember that there is one journal called Material Letters. Material Letters only publish short article. They say it's like if you have some research and you want that somebody did not take your idea or something, you send them, they publish fast. Only but this article you have to very limited information, and they have lot of limitation. Limitation is that you have almost, I think, 2000 word, they want 2 or 3 table, 1 or 2 figure, like that. So you have to limit your work very less amount and give the good output. So that is the same thing. There is no difference between the research article and short communication. Some of the students are afraid, oh, I publish in short communication, they accept research. Yeah, of course, research paper. There is nothing difference with that one, that this is a full paper or this is a short paper, nothing. This is a research article, is research article. And other thing, as I previously said, choose the target journal. Pay attention to the journal requirement in the guide of the author. Every journal have author's guideline. So you have to follow the guide. Pay attention to the structure of the paper. Structure of the paper means how much abstract, how much the introduction, what the lining or what the structure of the paper they require. You have to pay the attention of that. Understand publication ethics to avoid violation. There is ethics. Ethics means that he done the work, one of the ethics, I publish it. So this is not ethics, you know. So like you have to look on the ethics that if it's your work, you publish it. Other thing, this is one thing that, another thing, what we call that you cited, you taken something from other people, but you don't cite. That's also non-ethic, because you take the photo, you take the figure from other paper, but you don't cite. So this is so because of that nowadays when you submit the paper, especially in the Elsevier, there is a one tick. You tick that I agree with the ethics. I'm doing the ethics. You have to tick. If you don't tick, paper is not going to submit. And that one. So you agree with that. You are not manipulating anything. You are not taking the data of other person. You follow the ethics. You take the anything or anything. You properly cited that in your research article. So this is by the same thing I just quoted from the one publication. When we come into the scientific or research paper, basically what is this? A scientific journal defined as a written work in scientific manner or published report describing original research result. Original research result means you done, nobody have done. What you have reported previously, nobody have reported this type of work. That is we call original. Because nowadays when you submit, most of the paper reject, they say no novelty. So sometimes I as a researcher also confused what is the novelty. Because novelty, sometimes they understand you have new something, you know, you design some methodology or something, and sometimes it means that I'm doing the work that is nobody have done. For me, the novelty means something you are doing that is not reported, and that line nobody have done. That is the novelty. But don't be afraid. Sometimes your paper is rejected while saying there is no novelty, so don't be havoc or don't be jump. I paper have no novelty. As a researcher, you look that Is it that my work is new? Nobody have reported. So there is novelty in that. So don't be confused with the novelty there. Scientific writing must be clearly written. Give the detailed methodology of your research work, which are essential because scientists usually read scientific literature for information, not for entertainment. Understand? We are not reading the novel or some magazine. Here the people are going to read your article for getting the scientific knowledge, and most of the people say to use the proper methodology. But sorry to say, most of the paper did not deal the full methodology. Sometimes we want to copy some process while we are doing in lab, it did not work. This is going to happen, but we don't go to torture him, say that you have done the wrong work. This is not, we are going to complicate with the things, So we just, maybe we change some temperature, we do something because we are doing research. So we do something by own and we do the process. So sometimes what is written, because of that, most of them they say, you write that type of methodology. So when the other researcher want to do the same work, he is able to do easily this experiment. But as I say, sorry to say, more than 50% experimental is not clearly written. A lot of things are missing in that methodology. So you require to use some own logic when you are doing the experiment of previous work. It's not that 100%. Like for example, me, when I start to do my PhD work, simple. When we are doing the polymer, there is a ratio of hardener and resin. What is going to our student also. So when I started to follow the one research paper, the ratio they use, I used, but my resin did not cure. So I say, what is wrong? Then I go to my supervisory committee and they say, no, this is wrong. You have to use this ratio. So sometimes what is in the publication written is maybe it's not suit while you are doing, or maybe the chemical, the supply is different, or what they use from different. So sometimes you have to, as we say, if you are a PhD student, you have to think out of box. And out of box means something you use your own logic, If like, because sometimes when we are doing the researcher, we are not expert of everything. Like especially when we are from material science, so we are not chemists. Frankly, we are not chemists. So sometimes when it goes something in the resin, we as a researcher, we are doing for a long time. We understand some problem, but 100% we are not sure why it happened. So that time we require to consult to some expert. Then an author, you task to convey information quickly, clearly, understandable to the reader, and concisely. Concisely, you don't narrate more story, this, that. You have to come on the point, and you have to give the exact, because this is not a like for example the number of pages you require to increase. No. Nowadays most of the research paper have limited pages. In good journal you go, they say I just want 20 pages, 4 figure, 3 table. So they don't want more story from you. So you have to limit your write up to the point. Don't try to entertain or joking or something is not. Only the point. You have to write what is get from your result and what is possible to do. To write a scientific paper, every scientific journal, as I say, they have the format, they have the style, guideline available in the, but some of the journal have guideline not written clearly. So for that you require to look the published paper, because some of time they don't write the clear guidelines. So that time better thing for you to look the sample paper with the published. From that you easily gain what format they are using, especially in the reference. The main problem for us to reference, because the major problem happened to the student when the paper rejected. You send in material design, now you want to send paper to the polymer composite, or you have to send the polymer composite, then you want to send for chemical engineering journal, or you want to send for mechanical engineering journal. The main thing you require to change the format. So if you are good in Mendeley, if you are good in EndNote, if you are good in riff work, 1 minute job. Otherwise, whole day job. Understand one? So this is the 1 minute job, because you go click, everything change according to the new format. And if you don't done by the software, manually you do whole day. For me, I don't want to do the reference. Myself, if nobody is there, then I lastly do. Otherwise, I send back to the student.